On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu received Seun of Ogbomoso at the State House. NTA staff celebrate the return of DG with loud ovation. Olisaraya dynasty appeals to Governor Dapo Abiodun to include their Oba in Awujale Succession Council. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. My name is Oriofe Ogushala and here are the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has declared that his administration's bold economic reforms, which aim to restore Nigeria to its inevitable position, are achieving favorable results. The president stated this when he received the Seun of Ogbomoso, Obagadi Afolabi Olaoye, at the State House. Details will come your way in our subsequent bulletin. The Nigerian government is seeking global partnership towards the implementation of the Nigerian Road Safety Strategy to guarantee sustainable action. Vice President Shettima at the 8th Annual Lecture Series of the Federal Road Safety Corps emphasized the critical nature of road safety, stating that the road safety is not just a matter of policy, but a critical part of the lifeline that connects the people of this nation. State House correspondent has the details.
His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCO.
Road safety management and emerging transport trends. Global Partnership for Optimal Performance is the theme of the 8th Annual Lecture Series of the Federal Road Safety Corps.
This administration has made it a priority to enable critical ministries, departments and agencies to function to public expectation. In its 37 years of existence, the FRSC has demonstrated the promise, the potential, and the practice of prioritizing safety and securing the lives and property of road users. And with a recent statistic revealing a troubling record of deaths on our roads, as chairman of the National Road Safety Advisory Council, I am committed to ensuring that the promise of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR to make the vision of the National Road Safety Strategy a reality is never relegated.
This annual lecture series also underscores the desire of the Tinubu administration in safeguarding the lives of citizens on the road, providing a clear direction towards achieving the vision of road safety using the globally accepted safe system approach.
Road safety is not a challenge that Nigeria can tackle alone. It is a shared global responsibility. Nigeria is aligned with the United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety 2021 to 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals, which aims to halve global road deaths and injuries.
Current data on road crashes reveal a yearly average of about 6,000 persons killed and 31,000 persons injured annually. These figures underscore the need for the Corps to do more in harnessing both human and material resources towards implementing the National Road Safety Development Plan as captured in the Nigerian Road Safety Strategy document.
The lecture presentation by FIA Foundation Executive Director is committed to partnering with governments and civil society organizations to reduce road traffic casualties and improve sustainable transport. In October 2024, the federal government inaugurated the National Road Safety Advisory Council with a charge on members to align with global best practices in reducing road crashes. From the State House, Brahman Jibrila, NTA News.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has re-emphasized that under President Bola Tinubu, there will be no safe haven for corruption in Nigeria, and efforts are relentless to advancing far-reaching judicial reforms aimed at curbing unnecessary delays in corruption trials. At a roundtable with commissioners for information organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Related Offence Commission, ICPC, the federal government insists that anti-corruption agencies are not and will not be instruments of political hunt. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
Combating corruption in an evolving and diverse democratic society like Nigeria has for a long time remained complex. Adopting inclusivity is a cherished strategy to meet the dynamic nature of the battle against corruption by ICPC through a top-bottom approach as the anti-graft agency brought together state commissioners for information and other critical stakeholders to get more notes on its policy direction.
To this end, ICPC must be commended for its creative approach to achieving development communications in a way that identifies with key stakeholders in the states and local government councils who are expected to communicate government policies at the grassroots. I was having some side discussion with the chairman of the ICPC, and some of the things he told me are really very disturbing, and I think in a way that also helped to shape his mind to engage not just people at the federal level, but at the state government level, so that together and collectively we can fight corruption in this country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the transparency and accountability that we all preach constitute strong pillars of democracy and are unarguably at the center of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ground norm of administration.
I call on honorable commissioners of information and the media leaders here to 1. Support institutionalizing anti-corruption compliance system in states. 2. Partner with ICPC in public engagement campaigns that amplify accountability messages to the grassroots. 3. Provide platforms for the dissemination of ethical and behavioral changing content, including translations into local languages.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation acknowledged the progress made in the fight against corruption as a critical pillar that is impacting the country's image with an improved verifiable influx of investors and boosting the economy.
Corruption does not have affiliation with a member of any political party, religion, or tribe. The message here is a call for all to be in the forefront in the fight against the endemic corruption.
In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
Members of the Olisaria dynasty Ijebu Ode have appealed to the Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun to review the composition of the Administrative Council set up for the selection of the next Awujale of Ijebu land. Expressing concern over the exclusion of the Olisa of Ijebu Ode despite his historic role in the cultural and political affairs of the kingdom. The people say inclusion of Olisa of Ijebu Ode will set the record straight. Sumisola Denga was at the Olisa Palace, Ijebu Ode, and completes the report.
The palace of the Olisa of Ijebu Ode became a center of attraction as members of the Olisa royal dynasty, males and females, convened to express their concerns over the succession process of the Awujale throne. Speaking on behalf of the dynasty, Professor Bankole Okuwa recounted the historic relationship between the Olisa and the Awujale, stressing that the Olisa traditionally is regarded as second in command to Awujale, who had always played a crucial role in the smooth administration of Ijebu land. He expressed dismay over the exclusion of Olisa of Ijebu Ode in the newly constituted Administrative Council by the State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, to oversee the affairs of Ijebu Ode pending the selection of the next Awujale.
We are here not to protest or to plan a strategy against the governor or to make the state, unworkable for him. No, we are not here to create difficulties for him. We are here to appeal to him to do the right thing by bringing his own community together with all our people, the Oguja, and settle everything amicably. And I knew Awujale can be chosen. The committee is set up, may not be able to do what is required for a new Awujale to be chosen, because the Olisa has much responsibility to perform there.
The Olisa of Ijebu land, Oba Adeoye Adesanyadi Ademoku II, joined in the appeal to the state government to revisit and restructure the council to ensure inclusiveness and fairness.
I was excluded when I should be the head. You see? Why? I don't know what their reason. Maybe they have a special reason. I cannot say, come and do this, or come and appoint me. I don't need to ask them. no special benefit. But what I am saying is simple. Is that let them do justice, the right thing, so that we get the correct answer at the end of the day.
Shortly after the press conference, journalists were taken to the tombstone where over 56 past Olisas who have reigned in Ijebu Ode were buried. In Ijebu Ode, Sumsola Adenuga, NTA News.
Loud ovation rented the air when NTA headquarters staff came out in their numbers to receive the reinstated Director General Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos. The DG returned to office barely a week after he left following directive by President Bola Tinubu that he should be reinstated with other executive directors. Dennis Temple has more.
Staff and management of the authority welcomed the Director General, Comrade Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, and the reappointed executive directors. Their return follows the recent directive by President Tinubu reaffirming confidence in the leadership and continuity of service. An assumption, the DG expressed appreciation to President Tinubu for the trust reposed in them, assuring to uphold the mandate of the NTA.
Let me seize the opportunity to thank Mr. President for his action and to also assure the President and the government and people of this country that NTA will continue to do the very best.
Staff representatives expressed joy over the development, saying it would inspire greater dedication in the organization.
We are supporting him because he has started something. Let him finish. Everyone has his own tenure. So we pray that when he finishes, the person who will come will now succeed.
And this, I think, should also ginger him to put much more effort in bringing NTA up and serving this Nigeria as a nation.
This is a man that have done much onto the equipment development of the station, staff development, and on many things, the environment development. And it's a thing of joy that he's back with us.
I want to thank Mr. President for reconsidering and bringing me back. We're excited, we're happy, we're joyous.
The DG proceeded to a closed-door meeting with his management team in Abuja. Dennis Temple, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Ijebu News at 7. We're not going on a short break. Please stay tuned.
What a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent. Happiness with every wash.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now, admission is in progress. Visit www.atibauniversity.edu.ng to apply. Or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.
Welcome back from the break and thank you for joining us. Ahead of the 2025-2026 academic session in Ondo State, a new education policy thrust aimed at streamlining and restructuring academic activities at the nursery, primary, and junior secondary level has been introduced. This was the outcome of a shareholder meeting held to regulate and address the excess of some schools, particularly end of the session programs. Paul Omokaya tells us more on the implication of of the far-reaching decision, and the new session begins September 15, 2025.
Public and private schools in the state are already preparing for the new academic session. It is a period where parents and guardians incur a lot of expenses, such as payment of tuition fees and levies depending on the school, as well as purchase of books and other academic accessories. Recognizing the ever-increasing weight and burden on parents, the state government has placed a blanket ban on some activities, particularly in private schools, like graduation party for pupils in nursery and primary schools, as well as junior secondary school students. This is in addition to reviewing the policy of pupils and students writing on textbooks as part of their class and take-home assignments.
In a family where you have 3, 4, 5 children, when the senior one uses a book, the other ones in the family should be able to use it. I have told the stakeholders, the private schools, that this should stop, and a circular is coming up soon.
Stakeholders, while commending the government for the bold step, advocate a sustainable system of monitoring and supervision of academic activities of public and private schools throughout the academic year to forestall a breach in the policy.
They must work with the PTA of each school so that the PTA, when they are aware, they will be able to disseminate it to other people. But saying it alone, without enforcing it, without the state monitoring team, people just believe it's one of the things that government can say.
Some of the private schools, if you go there and you complain, they will tell you that the expenses too on their side. The government is tasking them. Some people are collecting monies from them, and at the end of the day, it is with the parents bear the brunt of it.
The new policy, residents say, will go a long way in checking the excesses and loopholes in the school system if implemented across board. In Akure, Paul Umukago, NTA News.
The federal government has declared Friday, September 5, 2025, a public holiday to mark the Eid-il-Mawlid, the birth of Prophet Muhammad. A statement by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, on behalf of the Minister, congratulates Muslims in Nigeria and beyond, urging reflection on the Prophet's virtues of peace, love, humility, tolerance, and compassion. The statement also calls on Nigerians of all faith to use the occasion to pray for peace, security, and stability in the country, while supporting government's drive for unity and development. The Minister of Interior wishes Muslims a joyful and peaceful Eid-il-Mawlid celebration. This will be all we have for you on Nta Ijebu Ode at 7. My name is Orafe Ogushala. Thank you for joining us.
What a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white in all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent. Happiness with every wash.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene, and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now, admission is in progress. Visit www.atibauniversity.edu.ng to apply, or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.